A couple years ago, I filmed a Q&A with a client about the process of buying in New York City. Now, while many of the fundamentals are still the same, the market itself has shifted. So today, I want to update you on that conversation and tell you what actually matters if you're buying now.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Q&A session of episode 1. I'm here with my friend, family, and real estate agent, Janet.
Hi, everybody. My name is Janet Tamidaya, and I am a licensed real estate salesperson with the Condo team.
Okay, so here's the first change. I'm no longer with Douglas Elliman. I'm a licensed salesperson with Compass, and I've been with Compass since 2024.
All right, so when we got the pre-qualification letters, one of the things that we were thinking about as we're saving was, okay, do we have to save 20%? Can we do 10%? Can we put a little less down? And so I started a casual conversation with Janet at that point, just to kind of get her feel for what's the best amount to bring to the table. And it really was 20%, and she'll explain why.
So let's clarify a little bit. That's still common in many co-ops. However, in many NYC condos, that's no longer the only path.
Okay, so listen, I know we all don't want to have to spend more than, we want to or can afford or whatever the case is. But the reality is that New York is a little bit different than most states that you'll go into. While, you have the opportunity to use an FHA loan or, other means of assistance, not every building or not every property is going to allow for that. So therefore, we go by the standard rule of thumb, which is 20% down. One of the things to remember is that for a seller or for a sponsor, whoever it is that you're purchasing from, it is a lot more of security for them if you're putting down 20% versus 3%. So it's a little, from a buyer's perspective, it's a little bit selfish, right? It's a little bit of a selfish mindset, but everyone wants to be protected. So whether it's buyer, seller, whatever the case. So 3% of 500,000 is a lot less than 20% of 500,000. So therefore, some buildings will allow you to do the FHA loan, depending on which area or neighborhood you're in. Some buildings, some condos will allow you to put down 10%, 5% at contract signing, 5%, at the closing table.
In this current market, I'm seeing strong buyers come in with 10% down, sometimes even less, depending on the building and lender structure.
I'm not sure if you all know, but your agent is free to you as a buyer, so why not? Why would you not want to have someone help guide you? And I just wanted you to talk about that too a little bit more.
Listen, if it's free, it's me. Okay, so hello, shout out to all the buyers. If it's free, it's me. Why would you go at it alone?
Exactly.
It is at no cost to you to use representation.
Okay, so here's something else that has changed, and it's important. Buyers in New York City now formally enter into a written agreement with their buyer's agent before touring properties. In the past, this wasn't always required. Historically, sellers cover the buyer's agent commission, and in many transactions, that's still happening, but not always. Buyers could work informally with agents while exploring the market. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Now listen, the purpose of the agreement is transparency. If a seller chooses not to offer compensation to a buyer's agent, the buyer may need to cover that fee directly. And in some situations, that can mean an additional 3% added to the buyer's closing costs. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a minute for my buyers and let that land. But listen, that doesn't mean buyers are automatically paying more. It means strategy matters. And in certain deals, we can negotiate for the seller to cover it. And in others, we structure the offer differently. Before submitting an offer today, I walk my buyers through how compensation is structured on that specific property so there are no surprises. The key difference here is transparency and clarity. Buyers now understand how representation works before they even begin. If you'd like to discuss how the current structure applies to your situation, whether you're early in your search or preparing to move, comment below and let's discuss.